this is Bill Apter, and speaking here with a man known as the Bounty Hunter in this area, Stan Hansen. Stan, first of all, let's have your height and weight.
6'5", 312 pounds.
Okay, now how did Stan Hansen break into professional wrestling, first of all?
Terry Funk came to me when I was playing professional football and offered...
Who were you playing football for?
San Diego Chargers, and he offered a deal that I just couldn't resist and pass up, plus the money in professional wrestling is second to none. And
You're saying it was more of a money issue?
Yes,
otherwise,
yes.
Would you have stayed in football?
I probably would have, yes. But,
were you around the same time Ernie Ladd was with the
No,
Chargers?
I was later. I'm 26. I'm the youth of America, brother.
Do you feel that you probably would have gelled as a greater football star than Ernie Ladd ever could have been?
I don't know.
You're friendly with Ladd.
He was a great football player, of course, but I was a great middle linebacker too, and I was just in the professional football for 1 year out of college, and like I said, the Funk family came around and offered me to come out of football and into professional wrestling, and like I said, the money was twice as good, and as I've proven here in the Northeast after breaking Bruno Sammartino's neck.
All right, well, we'll get into that, Stan. All right, first of all, did that become now detrimental to Terry Funk? Because Terry Funk, especially down in the area of Amarillo, where you started around the Texas area, Terry Funk is he's loved by the fans. Stan Hansen isn't. And I'm sure you've wrestled Terry Funk. Have you become bitter toward him, or?
Not really bitter. Again, like it's Terry Funk and I are on a business friendship. In this business, you never know. That's why I'm a loner. I don't have a lot of friends. Mainly because you're going to have to step in there and you're going to have to hurt and be hurt by people. You can't get to know anybody like them. So Terry Funk and I are strictly on a business thing. He did start me in professional. Really, it was Dory Funk Sr., and Terry is a few years older than me, and he instrumental in it, but we realized that it's mainly a professional friendship.
So in other words, really, it's a professional friendship, but when you get into that ring, you'll wrestle anybody, you don't care who the heck it is.
Yes, definitely. The money's the name of the game, and to make big money, you got to beat people, and that's exactly what I do. And if I get in the ring with Terry Funk, I'm going to beat him, hurt him, make my money.
All right, now a couple of times during this interview already, you mentioned age and the youth of America. Why are you so into this, Stan?
Well, let me tell you, you know, the people, the hierarchy in Washington, it's going through a big change all over the country. Everybody's beginning to doubt the older people. You know, a few years ago, if you were over 30, then you couldn't be trusted. Well, this adage is becoming true today, you know.
Oh, I'm 31. In other words, you can't trust me.
Well, I don't know. You know, I'm not saying the age is really a state of mind, but I'm just saying, you know, it doesn't have to be set at 30, but just like the Watergate and everything that happened in Washington, people are becoming disenchanted with the upper echelon. Well, look. You know, they got to make room for Stan Hansen because I broke into wrestling 3 years ago, and I made great progress, and I'm at the top right now.
All right, now we know you've held the Texas championship, and now I'm sure you're going to say you lost that title on a technicality. You lost that to Rocky Johnson, am I correct?
Yes, it was definitely a technicality. Again,
what was technical about this?
Well, the referees, it was obvious Mr. Paul Bosch, I say Mr. The promoter down in Houston, Texas, was really close to Rocky Johnson. And again, the Funk family and myself included a number of times in Houston have been given calls by the referee that really are questionable. And it carried over from him knowing that Dory Funk Sr. started me in professional wrestling. It carried over down there in Houston.
You mean there's been a vendetta just because you had the Funk name behind you?
Yes, definitely. At the time I come in there, you know, I was doing a little work. Like I say, I'm a bounty hunter, and Terry Funk over the period of years, and especially in the last year or so, paid me a little bit of money to go down there and clean up Houston, Texas, and that's exactly what I did. And I tried to get rid of Paul Bosch, and I did get rid of Rocky Johnson, Chief Peter Maiva for the Texas belt, and then I was stuck with this Rocky Johnson with Paul Bosch in his corner, the promoter actually getting into the corner of my opponent, and it was I'd say technicality. I say it was just a little bit one-sided. And
are you sure you're just not coming out that you lost the title?
No, I never.
Would you admit a defeat if you were cleanly defeated?
Let me tell you something. In athletics, one must learn to lose gracefully. You know, I've never lost a battle. You know, a lot of people say they never lost. I've never lost. I've never lost
You're
on the
dodging the
football
question.
field.
If you would lose a match, would you admit that the other guy was better
Yes,
than
I
you?
would, but I've never lost a match. I
Okay,
never
well-
lost in football. I never played over anybody that I didn't beat. I'm not saying my team didn't win, but brother Stan Hansen walked off the field the winner.
Okay, fine.
That's
Let's.
exactly what I'm talking about in Texas.
All right, now you left Texas, and Fred Blassie, I know, was down there scouting for new wrestlers, and he was very impressed by you, and especially something you used in Texas, an elbow smash.
Well, it's not an elbow smash. It's called the lariat.
Yeah, this is your name for it.
Yes. You know, it goes back to in football. I played middle linebacker, and I was known all over the country. Anybody that come across, you can talk to anybody who knows football what a clothesline is. When somebody comes across the middle linebacker, just the clothesline takes the head right off. It's illegal to a certain extent. It's very devastating. Just like and I incorporated to putting an elbow pad on to protect my elbow from the tremendous pressure it's taken in this.
Now you're saying to protect the elbow, okay?
Yes.
I, along with thousands of other people, saw you use that lariat on several wrestlers, and during an interview, I saw an announcer hit that lariat, wiggle it a little loose, and coins came flying out of that lariat. Let's have your side of the story.
No, yes, he definitely, but as you said, you know, the TV announcer, the man that was doing the interview and everything, when he wiggled the thing, he had something in his hand himself.
You're saying he threw the...
Yes,
like
he just let all the coins. He's trying to put into people's mind that the bounty hunter, Stan Hansen's not the best and the meanest
You know we
of
can't
all.
really buy that, Stan.
Well, I don't care whether you buy it or not.
Okay, fine. We'll move on now to a couple of weeks later after that incident. The big one. You were wrestling Bruno Sammartino here at Madison Square Garden. First, you slammed Bruno Sammartino and busted his neck. Then, to complicate matters, you threw him into the ropes, hit him square in the jaw with the lariat, totally busting that neck, aggravating the condition. You proud of this?
Let me tell you, first let's set a few things straight. It wasn't the slam that broke Bruno Sammartino's neck.
Well, this is what Bruno said. I was in Pittsburgh
Well, let me
last
tell
week
you,
now.
Bruno Sammartino, he's going to try to find a way out. He doesn't want a reputation. He doesn't want to build my reputation. I'm going to set Bruno and everybody else straight. You know, when you step into that ring, if the heat's too hot, then get out. Brother, every time you step in there, you're taking a chance with your life. Your neck, your back, your leg, your arm, everything. You know, professional wrestling, you can win in a number of ways. One is through submission. That means going against the joint, pain, until you give up. Well, I've never given up. Bruno Sammartino maybe should have given up. I did slam Bruno Sammartino on his head. But let me tell you something. In the past, I'm sure that Bruno Sammartino's been slammed a number of times on his head, on his back. He's taken tremendous beating. I've taken tremendous beating. But the point I'm getting to was it was the lariat that broke Bruno Sammartino's neck.
Well, this is what Bruno said. He said that during that slam, he felt the pain in the back and in the neck, and then the lariat and a clean snap of the neck. Now, like I said, are you proud of this?
Yes, I'm proud of it. You know, I was paid by Mr. Fred Blassie to come up here for one reason, get revenge. The people don't realize that Mr. Blassie has one eye, and one eye only, and the reason is that he was jumped and was put out by about 5 or 6 wrestlers, he tells me by...
Now, do you believe Blassie just because
Why
he
shouldn't I
paid
believe?
you
Why
a
should he
sum
come up here and give me a lie story? The man's put cold hard cash. That's the greatest bond in professional wrestling.
You feel that money tells the truth?
Yes. The man comes up and offers me X number of dollars and a lot of dollars. I'm telling you, I've got great bonuses since Bruno Sammartino's been in the thing. I've done exactly what he paid me to do. A lot of people have tried to do exactly what I've done.
Didn't he
but
also
only
pay you to
Stan
get the
Hansen's
belt,
done it.
Stan?
Huh?
He paid you to get the belt
Yes.
also, didn't you?
The belt will
Why
be
aren't you
mine and
wearing it?
his, yes.
Why
Why
aren't-
don't I have the belt?
Right.
That is a big question. Again, it's just a Yankee against the Texan. The whole Yankee commission. I beat the man. I walked out of the ring. I was the winner. Where is the man? He was supposed to be here. He can't even wrestle.
Well, he's
I
in the
should have the
hospital.
belt. Well, tough. That's tough. Yeah, I beat the man. Why don't I have the belt?
Okay, what
Another
about-
technicality.
What about future plans now with Stan Hansen and the lariat? For example, Terry Funk, maybe even Nick Bockwinkel. You think you're going after both of those titles?
I tell you, like I said, Mr. Blassie's my manager at this stage of my career. If he wants me to go after Terry Funk or Nick Bockwinkel or anybody, Vern Gagne, Fritz Von Erich, it doesn't matter who. Wahoo McDaniels, Dusty Rhodes, I'm telling you, the lariat can beat all.
Speaking about Dusty Rhodes, you were talking about youth and all that and people following you. Dusty Rhodes has got that American dream movement. Do you feel that's bull and you should the fans should be getting behind you and that type of thing?
Well, you know, I'm just saying that I'm a young man, 26
There
years
you go
old.
again
I'm a
with
great
the-
athlete.
Right, right.
I'm in
Going
great,
back to
great
age
shape.
again.
312
What happens
pounds.
when you get over 30, Stan?
I'm not saying you're just using 30 as a state. I said that was back a few years ago. But I'm 26 now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on Easy Street. I'm going to be back down on my farm back in Texas, raising my kids, you know, when I'm 30 years old. I'm in here to make money and make it right now. In the next 4 or 5 years, I'm going to pave it with gold and at anybody's expense.
Okay, Bill Apter with Stan, the bounty hunter Hansen.